this very often, and I still feel uncomfortable talking about it because I think it's one of those things where it's not as if it didn't register with me that he was the president. Obviously it did. But I think in one way, the moment we were actually in the back office for the first time, the truth is that I think it meant more to me that someone who other people desired me. However wrong it was, however misguided for who I was in that very moment at 22 years old, that was how it felt.
Lewinsky breaking down when she recalls being questioned by the FBI for the first time.
In order to cooperate and to avoid charges, I would have to make phone calls, monitored phone calls, which they would listen into and record, and I might have to wear a wire and go see people actually in person. The ground completely crumbled in that moment. I felt so much guilt, and I was terrified. There was a point for me somewhere in this sort of first several hours where I would be hysterically crying and then I would just shut down. And in the shutdown period, I remember looking out the window and thinking that the only way to fix this was to kill myself, was to jump out the window. And I felt terrible. I was scared, and I was mortified and afraid of what this was going to do to my family. And, you know, I still was in love with Bill at the time. So I felt really responsible.
In a new essay in Vanity Fair, Lewinsky explains why she decided to take part in the documentary, writing, "Filming the documentary forced me to acknowledge to myself past behavior that I still regret and feel ashamed of. There were many, many moments when I questioned not just the decision to participate, but my sanity itself." She goes on to write, "Yes, the process of filming has been exceedingly painful, but I hope that by participating, by telling the truth about a time in my life, a time in our history, I can help ensure that what happened to me never happens to another young person in our country again."
Now, the title of the article in Vanity Fair is a quote from her, "Who gets to live in Victimville?" Lewinsky saying she is fascinated by that debate.
And also in that article, she talks about what she would do if she came face to face with Hillary Clinton as well.
It's very interesting what her answer is. Lewinsky says she would tell Mrs. Clinton how very sorry she is. She also says she's written letters of apology to others relating back to 1998. She says those letters to those who she believes wrongly graved her because she just wanted to say, "I'm sorry."
Well, watching that, though, it's a real reminder of how people who aren't even necessarily looking for it can actually shape history in a big way.